to tell you about the no 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 baby theory. The theory began on August 28, 2011 when Beyoncé went to the VMAs dressed in an orange gown, showcasing her baby bump. There are three main pieces of evidence for this theory. Firstly, when Beyoncé was supposedly pregnant with Blue Ivy, it was speculated that she was wearing a pregnancy belly, because the belly would sometimes shift around. She made very few public appearances during that pregnancy, but when she did, her belly would do weird things. Check out these photos from an interview with Australia's Sunday Night. As Beyoncé bent over, her baby bump appeared to deflate. That's when the conspiracy theory really started to pick up steam. So the next piece of evidence is her due date. It kept changing. She said in an interview in September that her due date was in February, which would make her 4 months pregnant. But then that same month, she claimed that she was 6 months along. There are not a lot of photos of Beyoncé being pregnant with Blue Ivy, unlike the announcement she made this year when she was pregnant with her twins. She released a music video for her song Party where she does not have a baby bump. It was reportedly shot earlier in September. I mean, it is possible that the bump was edited out, but regardless, there are very few pictures of Beyoncé's bigger baby bump, which is, let's say, strange for Beyoncé. I know you all remember the spectacle she made out of her pregnancy with the twins. And lastly, during the birth of Blue Ivy on January 7, 2012, Beyoncé shut down the entire 4th floor of Manhattan's Lenox Hill Hospital. Not even doctors and nurses were allowed near her, even if they had patients on the 4th floor. Hospital workers apparently put tape over security cameras. Why all the secrecy? So why would Beyoncé want to fake her pregnancy? Well, it was thought that maybe Beyoncé couldn't get pregnant. That's one theory. But the most compelling theory is that Beyoncé wanted to fake her pregnancy in order to be able to raise Jay-Z's illegitimate child, a child that was a result of an affair. Rather than the two of them get divorced or deal with the scandal of raising another woman's child, Beyoncé faked her pregnancy. At least one woman has come forward to claim to be the mother of Blue Ivy, but Beyoncé has denied all allegations.
Witch Talk, which is a community of self-described witches on TikTok, seems to be behind a very viral theory that's been circulating on social media. The theory goes a little something like this. Gisele Bündchen is a white witch who harnesses divination to cast altruistic spells. Tom Brady knew this when they got married, and it's been the sole reason that his career has continued well into his 40s. Gisele has cast protective wards to shield his body and spells to enhance his athletic abilities. Some people even believe that she's also given him potions that have allowed him to freeze time and stop the aging process. Essentially, the witches on TikTok are sure that the agreement between Brady and his wife was that she'd support his athletic endeavors, and in exchange he would retire at the age of 45. Coincidentally, 45 is also the tarot card number for making positive life changes. And for Brady, that meant leaving football to spend more time with his family. Apparently, he broke his promise with Gisele when he announced that he was returning to the NFL after a 40-day retirement, and that's part of the reason why they're getting divorced. Allegedly, their separation all boils down to that instance of broken trust. Brady told his wife that he'd retire from football to be more present with their family, which Gisele has spoken about wanting over the years. He initially kept to his word and publicly announced his retirement from the sport earlier this year at age 44, only to unretire after just 6 weeks and join the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for his 23rd football season. According to the theory, his career is about to come crashing down because those protective spells that have been cast on him will stop working after their divorce. Being a white witch, Gisele only practices benevolent, supportive magic, so she won't cast hexes and spells to ruin her former husband, but she will take the time to focus on herself and her family. As that happens, apparently the spells that she cast on Brady will fizzle out and he'll be on his own for the first time since 2009. When that happens, the witches believe that he will have the worst season of his career because his age will finally catch up with him. But what will all of this look like on the field? That remains to be seen. While all of this does sound ridiculously far-fetched, it's true that at 45 years old, Tom Brady is one of the oldest players in the NFL and still shows no signs of slowing down. But the football star has also confirmed his wife's witchy tendencies in a 2019 video interview about her crazy pre-game rituals. Brady said, "She put together a little altar for me that I could bring with pictures of my kids. I have these little special stones and healing stones and protection stones, and she has me wear a necklace and take these drops she makes and say all these mantras." He went on to say, "At first I was like, this is kinda crazy, and then about 4 years ago we were playing the Seahawks, and she said, you better listen to me, this is your year, but this is all the things you are going to have to do to win. And I did all those things, and by God, you know it worked." Apparently Apparently these sorts of spells require both parties, the one casting the spell and the person on the receiving end, to stay true to any promises that they've made. So that's why it's such a big deal when Brady broke his promise to Gisele, and some believe that his illustrious football career will suffer now because of it. Honestly though, divorce is hard enough, even without all of this witchy stuff. The former couple have each hired high-profile family law attorneys in South Florida and have been living separately from each other in recent weeks. At the moment, it's been reported that their lawyers are already working on terms, including a property settlement, and it's as amiable as it can be. Tom and Gisele are on speaking terms, but there's still tension between them. Despite his monumental success in the sport, it's no secret that she's always wanted him to get out of the game. In a 2017 appearance on CBS This Morning, she admitted that he has concussions pretty much every year. She said, "We don't talk about it, but he does have concussions." Then in an interview with Elle magazine, she also said, "This is a very violent sport, and I have my children and I would like him to be more present. I have definitely had those conversations with him over and over again, but ultimately I feel that everybody has to make a decision that works for them." And so he did. Now if Gisele does go all hocus pocus on her ex-husband, that's completely understandable, but let's hope that they find a way to work things out so eventually they can both move on.
Performer Lady Gaga has been on the road after just recently starting her Chromatica Ball stadium tour. Last weekend, Gaga was performing in Dusseldorf when a fan seemed to catch something weird occurring on stage. Fans in the crowd can often catch many funny or even scary things during live performances. Anything from a singer messing up their lines, being caught lip syncing, or even falling off the stage. One thing that seems to have become more common for attention-hungry fans or haters to do is to run up on stage or even try to launch objects at the performer. Luckily for Gaga, it looks like she doesn't need security to keep her safe, as fans have started thinking that she might have magical powers or even an invisible force field protecting her. This is due to a video that one fan at the Germany show posted to Twitter and subsequently went viral. The video shows Gaga performing on stage when an object is thrown in her direction, looking to be some sort of small hand towel or something, but it's a little hard to tell due to the lighting and quality of the video. When she moves her hand down to her side as part of her dance routine, the object seems to suddenly stop in midair, changing direction and falling down towards the ground. This gives the illusion that some sort of force field was protecting her. The Twitter user shared the clip with the caption, "Confirmed. Gaga has an invisible force field that protects her from dangerous objects." The video racked up almost 4 million views and thousands upon thousands of likes and retweets. People reacting to the video said things like, "Did she accidentally just reveal she has magic powers? That's honestly freaky but iconic at the same time," and one person even suggesting that she must have just re-signed her contract with the Illuminati. So while some people may believe that Gaga is some sort of sorceress, others offered up various different explanations for what actually happened there. The most common seemed to be that there was a large fan somewhere on stage that blocked the object from traveling any further, or it just didn't weigh that much and caught a random change in the airflow that caused it to fall to the ground. People believing this theory tweeted things like, "As cool as this is, isn't it probably just a fan, lol, and I think someone said there was stage fans and the thing got sucked into the fan." Seems a pretty likely explanation for what happened in the video. Another suggested theory was that it wasn't an invisible force field, but instead a barrier made of a material called scrim. The user said, "It's a theatrical mesh in front of the performers. It's used for special effects purposes. This scrim seems especially transparent when backlit. If someone threw something heavy enough, it'd probably break though. It's almost impossible to see at times." While this also seems a likely explanation, the original poster of the video seemed to clarify that his opinion was that of an electric fan affecting the object. So whether you believe Gaga has superpowers or not is up to you. What we do know is that she definitely has superpowers of music and performance, as her tour seems to be gaining a lot of favorable reviews. It's described as being high camp, a common staple for the performer currently trying to regain the crown of Queen of Pop. Her costumes also seem to hold up to her most iconic ones in the past, seeming to impress both fans and critics. She performs some of her most iconic and well-known songs and continues to preach her messages of loving yourself alongside a speech about how lonely and hard the past few years have been for herself and many others due to the lockdown. Overall, sounds like a pretty good show that is worth it for the money. Average ticket prices seem to be around $150 depending on your location, so maybe take a look if it's something that interests you.
The rumors all started with the release of the song Wants and Needs, where Drake raps, quote, "Yeah, I probably should go link with Yeezy. I need some Jesus. But soon as I start confessing my sins, he wouldn't believe us." And although Drake doesn't say Kim by name, the Kanye/Yeezy connection is where the rumors are coming from. And it's reminding people of the last time Drake hinted that he had slept with Kim. Back in 2018, rumors swirled while Drake and Kanye were feuding. It all started when Drake showed Kanye an unreleased song where Drake revealed that he had a secret son that we now know is named Adonis. Then allegedly Kanye told Pusha T, who went on to make a song called The Story of Adidon, exposing the secret son before Drake had a chance to address it himself. This caused Drake to drop some subtle diss tracks of his own. Most notably was his hit song In My Feelings, released in 2018, where he confesses his love for a woman named Kiki. And every Kardashian stan knows that Kim's nickname in the family is Kiki. This then caused Kanye to respond in some Instagram stories, denying the cheating rumors and saying putting Kim's name in the song was disrespectful. He even addressed the Pusha T rumors, saying, quote, "I told you I didn't tell Pusha T about your son." But back to the current drama. Fans are already tweeting out convinced Drake is admitting to hooking up with Kim. One user on Twitter said, quote, "Did Drake basically confess to hitting Kim on Wants and Needs?" Another person wrote, quote, "Drake standing outside the courthouse when Kanye and Kim's divorce is finalized." And lastly, if Drake and Kim start dating, I'm gonna be completely here for it, I don't care. People even think that Drake and Kim could be dating now that Kim is single after officially filing for divorce from Kanye West. But I personally think that one's a long shot. Guys, let me know all your thoughts below. Personally, when I first heard the lyrics, Kim cheating on Kanye with Drake wasn't like the first thing that came to my mind, but Drake does seem pretty cryptic in his lyrics, so he might not have wanted to kind of give it fully away, leave some room for people to speculate. Let me know your thoughts on all of it below. And give me what percentage chance do you think that Kim and Drake actually hooked up? I'm giving it a pretty low chance because I don't think Kim would do that, especially since she has children with Kanye, but I guess who knows.
So starting us off at number 10, a photo showing Suge Knight in Cuba with a man who looked like Tupac, but all you can see is the back of this guy's head. However, to add to the theory, when asked about it, Suge Knight said, I quote, "Why do you think nobody has been arrested? If he was dead, they'd be arresting those dudes for murder. He's somewhere smoking a Cuban cigar on an island," end quote. However, it's believed the man who actually shot at Tupac was Orlando Anderson, who died in 1998 from another gang-related shooting. It was confirmed that Anderson fired the shot that killed Tupac by Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who admitted to a former LAPD detective he was in the car when the shooting happened, and Anderson was in fact the one to pull the trigger. At number 9, Tupac's cremation. Following Shakur's passing, his mother requested him to be cremated. Over the years, there have been a few stories as to what happened here. Tupac was a part of a group called the Outlaws who claimed to have smoked some of his ashes in a joint, respecting his wishes in the song Black Jesus, which was released posthumously. In the song, Tupac rapped, I quote, "Created last wishes, smoke my ashes," end quote. However, Afeni Shakur, Pac's mother, claims his remains were spread over a special place in LA, and the rest were spread over her garden in Stone Mountain, Georgia. She also claimed in 2006 that her son's ashes were going to be buried in Soweto, South Africa. What's even more interesting is Suge Knight claimed the day after Tupac was cremated, he paid $3 million for the ashes. The man who allegedly cremated Tupac's body hasn't been seen since he carried out the job, and Pac's social security number wasn't registered in the official death index, so seems kinda weird. Number 8, his other stage name Machiavelli. The story here is that Pac sometimes went by the stage name Machiavelli, which was the same name as an Italian strategist, Niccolo Machiavelli, who faked his death. To go even further with this theory, if you rearrange the letters in Machiavelli the way Pac spelt it, you get Am Alive K. As crazy as it sounds, this theory may be one of the more believable ones out there. Seems very coincidental. Number 7. Well, of course, it's going to be Pac's use of the number 7. On Tupac's album The Dawn Killuminati, The 7-Day Theory, which was released 2 months after Tupac's death, and was the only album released under his stage name Machiavelli. What's even crazier is the album cover showed Tupac hanging from a cross, representing him as Jesus. Here's where you could decide if things get too crazy or too coincidental. Tupac was shot on September 7th. He died 7 days later if you include the day he was shot on as a day, because he died on September 13th. When he died, he was 25 years old. 2 plus 5 is 7. He died exactly 7 months to the day after his biggest album, All Eyes on Me, was released, and even crazier, he died at 4:03 p.m. 4 plus 3 equals, you guessed it, 7. Also portraying himself as Jesus or a god of sort, whose day of rest was on day 7. His birthday was also June 16th, 1 plus 6 again is 7. Now this could be a stretch or a very interesting theory. Number 6, Tupac is in an LA jail. This one, I won't lie guys, it was a little less believable and it was met with a lot of criticism. YouTuber Cody Lockey checked some LA prison records and found 2 booking numbers showing a man by the name of Tupac Shakur with the exact same details of Tupac. Same height, same weight, same birthday. It could be an alias for a completely random person, which is much more believable, but it seems Cody is set that Tupac was arrested once in 2017 and again most recently in 2019 and is currently serving time in an LA prison. At number 5, he was seen in Somalia. Another far out idea, but a local Somalian man claims he saw Tupac along with his friend and founder of the Outlaws hip hop group, Yaki Gaddafi. The man claimed, I quote, "I've seen Tupac and Gaddafi way after their said deaths in Somalia. I've seen them both alive. I was in a car and they were heading in the other direction. Gaddafi was doing some kind of hand signals. He looked kind of funky. I saw them alive way after their deaths." End quote. Now there was a Tupac lookalike who appeared at a Boston Celtics game in 2014. This man claims he saw Tupac in 2018. So it is possible it could have been the same guy. For all we know, I mean, they drove in different directions, so it makes me really hard to believe it was actually Pac. Suge Knight's son claiming Tupac is in Malaysia. In a handful of Instagram posts, Suge J. Knight Jr. claimed Tupac was alive and living in Malaysia. He claimed after he told the world about Tupac's whereabouts, the Illuminati was coming after him, so he had to find a way to keep himself safe. Of course, after Suge Jr. made these claims, he said his Instagram following blew up with him getting over 200,000 followers in just 2 days. While being interviewed by Yahoo Entertainment and asked if he actually believes Tupac is still alive, his response was, I quote, "You just have to tune into the show for my answer." End quote. So I mean, take from that what you will. Into the top 3, the YouTube channel Wired Up TV, which claims to be the go-to YouTube channel for all Tupac theories, posted a video which included a grainy photo of a man surrounded by 3 kids who looked a lot like Tupac. Now again, it's a bit of a stretch. In the video, the channel's host, Danny, explains that he doesn't know much about the photo, who the kids are, but they're making some calls to figure all the details out. Although it's the most recent claim as of this recording, it's not as crazy as these next top 2. So coming in number 2, he was smuggled to Cuba with help from Fidel Castro, and Michael Nice claims he was part of the security team that helped the whole thing go down. Nice said he was working with the Black Panthers and had claimed he was in touch with a Tupac body double who was going to testify that Tupac was indeed still alive. Nice also said, I quote, "I have audio and video evidence of Fidel Castro confirming he sanctioned Tupac to live in Cuba. And he sanctioned the body double switch that I was involved in. There were terms and conditions on that sanction. There was a limit to the amount of time. There were conditions on his behavior. He must not confess to actually being Cuba." End quote. Now just days before he was going to allegedly release the evidence, Nice was found slumped behind the wheel of his car, with the cause of his death officially being determined as natural causes. Although his family calls the death extremely suspicious, who knows what really went down. And in at number 1, the theory that Playboi Carti, the rapper known for the hit song Magnolia, is the reincarnation of Tupac. The belief behind this story is that the day Tupac died, Carti was born. Real name Jordan Terrell Carter, a ton of his fans genuinely believe he is the actual reincarnation of one of the best rappers of all time. Although I personally don't see any resemblance physically or in the style of music, aside from they're both African American men, I guess. There were a ton of tweets from fans saying things like, I quote, "Playboi Carti is the reincarnation of Tupac," and I quote, "Tupac dies the day Carti was born. Coincidence? I don't think so."
Number 10, the set list. Looked like Taylor might have actually been hinting at their breakup during her Eras tour and changing up her set list at the last minute. The singer started off her worldwide tour with the song Invisible String as part of the set list from her 2020 album Folklore. Taylor ended up swapping out this song Invisible String, which appears to be about how fate brought her and Joe together. She switched it with the song called The One. This has led fans to speculate that she did this to reflect what was going on in her personal life. Fans have spotted the difference at her show in Texas on March 31st, and she has continued with this set ever since. Some of the lyrics in The One include, "If my wishes came true, it would have been you," and "You know the greatest loves of all time are over now." One fan wrote on Twitter, "Guys, what if she changed Invisible String to The One because of the breakup?" I do have to admit this one seems pretty clear of a hint to fans. One disappointed fan posted on TikTok their feelings about the breakup over the Easter eggs from Taylor, writing, "This was not the Easter egg I was hoping for this weekend." Number 9, the proposal. As speculations continue to circulate, a few fans have wondered if maybe Taylor's song Champagne Problems could be based on reality. When Taylor described what this song is about, she said, Champagne Problems is the one where longtime college sweethearts had a different plan for the same night, one to end it and the one who brought a ring. Taylor and Joe actually wrote a few of the songs on the album Evermore together, making fans believe how they were talking about their own failed proposal. During one of her stops on her Eras tour in Glendale, Arizona, speculation seemed to gain more evidence. A video of Taylor is now circulating online showing her looking very emotional. Could their breakup be due to Taylor maybe not being ready to get married? This performance is right around the time that a source claimed the couple split up. Fans took to Twitter to share their feelings on Taylor's onstage breakdown, and one fan wrote, "This is why she was crying during Champagne Problems, because they broke up. No, I refuse to believe this." Looks like we might have to wait for more Easter eggs throughout the whole of the Eras tour. Number 8. A rumor. Not so much a breakup fan theory, but a rumor fan theory is the idea that they actually didn't break up at all. Some fans believe this breakup drama is just a fabrication, and I have to say many are very hopeful. Since neither Taylor or Joe's representatives have confirmed the reports, it is leading some Swifties to believe that the two are still dating. TikTok users are flooding comments insisting that the Entertainment Tonight report is false, with some comparing it to the story which was debunked about Taylor being pregnant. With Taylor being an Easter egg icon, fans are watching her every move to see if she confirms the rumors or gives a hint that it's all a lie, and many believe that she did just that. During an outing on Monday night, Swifties were quick to pick up a clue that they think she left for them. Taylor went out in New York City with her friend and long-term collaborator Jake Antonoff, and the two plus Jake's fiance went to an Italian restaurant which is just a 4-minute walk from where Taylor used to live, on Cornelia Street. In her song Cornelia Street, which is speculated to be about her relationship with Joe, she said that if they ever were to break up, she would avoid the whole of the area. The lyrics say, "I hope I never lose you, hope it never ends, I'd never walk Cornelia Street again." So the fact that the restaurant is so close to the street makes many assume that this is an Easter egg and that they are still together. But this isn't the only clue that is said to be left. Her recent necklace choice has the internet talking. Since the two stars began dating in 2016, Taylor has been known to wear his initials in a chain around her neck. When she was spotted out for dinner on Monday, fans believe they spotted her wearing her iconic necklace. With the photos spreading around Twitter, zoomed in shots of the necklace, many users were convinced. One wrote, "This is her confirming and I'm taking it." Another added, "I feel like she's laughing at us saying, what breakup?" Number 7. Money. According to a new report from an unnamed source, the couple tried everything to save their relationship, but their career differences drove a wedge between them. A source told the Daily Mail, the bottom line for the difficulties in their relationship was that Taylor's career took priorities over Joe's, which can be awkward for a couple who's not balanced. They continued on by saying, this drove them apart and ultimately they both realized they weren't on the same page anymore. It's been hard for Joe trying to make it in Hollywood and not quite becoming the leading man material, while dating one of the most famous women in the world. This tied in with their money difference, with Joe being worth $5 million and Taylor being worth $570 million. Fans believe the difference was just too much. Forbes has even suggested that after her Eras tour, it could push Taylor to a $1.5 billion net worth. Could this just be all too much for Joe in the end? Before news of their breakup came out, a source revealed that even though Taylor wanted to settle down, marry and have children, she was hesitant, claiming Taylor has ambitions of becoming a billionaire first. A source has also claimed that she wanted Joe to sign a prenup, but Joe was opposed. The insider told the media he compares it to gambling on failure, adding, Taylor is delighted to shower Joe with all the mansions, trips, and $1,000 meals that he wants. But Joe says that he'll feel like a kept man if Taylor doesn't go all in and make him both her life partner and money partner. Although these money problems have never been confirmed, some Swifties believe Joe just can't handle the large financial difference that is between them. Number 6. Midnight Rain. Could Taylor's song Midnight Rain be another look into her private relationship? The song is about leaving behind the comfort of a healthy relationship to avoid settling. The lyrics make fans believe that she is discussing her own relationship, with the lyrics, he wanted it comfortable, I wanted that pain. He wanted the bride, I was making my own name. Chasing that fame, he stayed the same. Lyrics about a partner that may just be too perfect for her. There have been many theories as to who the song could be about, with some suggesting it's dedicated to her ex, Tom Hiddleston, or Taylor Lautner, or even Karlie Kloss. But since the breakup rumors have come out, some now believe this song is for Joe. One fan wrote on Twitter, okay, now I'm wondering if Midnight Rain is really about Joe instead of Tom. Another added, following the recent news, so Midnight Rain was really about Joe this whole time, followed by some frowny faces. If this is true, fans are really looking to be quite devastated. Number 5. The shirt. This is another Easter egg that fans believe could be a sign that maybe the breakup was a little messier than the source that broke the story wanted to admit. During her March 31st Texas show, ago, Taylor wore a shirt that said, "We are never getting back together, like ever." Taylor is famous for telling her fans things through hidden messages, and Swifties believe that she can never do anything without there being meaning behind it. One fan wrote on Twitter, "So her wearing the shirt that we are never getting back together like ever was definitely an Easter egg." Though a close insider has claimed that the breakup was not dramatic and that the relationship had just run its course, some believe this shirt could be proof of some more hidden problems. And this could be proven when a source told the media that the breakup was due to rough patches and differences in personalities. But what do you guys think of her wearing this shirt? Number 4. The bubble. As more details of their alleged breakup continue to come in, multiple sources have come forward claiming to know the reason for the split, and some fans believe it. One source revealed they were talking about marriage as recently as a few months ago, but it looked like some personality differences are impossible to look past. An insider claimed to the media that although the pandemic sent the world into a lockdown in 2020, the couple was living in a bubble for the majority of their relationship, saying they had plenty in common and fell in love in a safe bubble while she was retreating from the world during Reputation. They added, then the pandemic hit and they were locked down together and able to continue growing their relationship in this insulated way. But he didn't really know her yet outside of that bubble. Unfortunately, because of this, they have claimed that the two just realized they weren't a good fit after all. Going on to say the differences in their personalities have also become harder to ignore after years together, they've just grown apart. Number 3. No future. We all know how career-focused Taylor is, and we have to love her for it. But could her relationship with Joe be holding her back? Some fans believe that her alleged climb to be a billionaire and her career motivation could be keeping her from ever really settling down with Joe. A source revealed they've had rough patches before and always worked things out, so friends thought they would take some time apart but eventually come back together. They also added that unfortunately, Taylor didn't see them working out in the long run. Looks like they may try to stay friends, but depending on the truth about how it really ended, I guess we'll have to wait and see. As for what's going on right now, an insider describes them as friends, and that there is a lot of respect between them. They told the press, Taylor doesn't have anything bad to say about Joe. They just grew apart. Taylor is staying very focused on her tour right now. Number 2, we have too secretive. Joe and Taylor have been extremely secretive ever since they allegedly met in 2016. A few months after reportedly meeting, Taylor attended a Kings of Leon show with her friends, which Joe also attended. When rumors started circulating the couple was together back in 2017, a source claimed that this wasn't new news at all. The two had been together for a few months. They said at the time, "This isn't a new couple alert or a secret relationship. The only people this has been a secret to is the media because of all of us." They continued by saying, Taylor and Joe's closest friends and family were aware that they had been together for several months and had known each other for a long time. Joe first spoke about Taylor during an interview with British Vogue in 2018. He said, "I'm aware people want to know that side of things. I think we all have been very successfully private, and now it has sunk in for people. But I really prefer to talk about work. They have refused to talk openly about it, but have made multiple sources together." Taylor shared why she doesn't like to discuss her relationship with Joe during an interview with Elle. She said at the time, "I've learned that if I talk about my relationship, people think it's up for discussion, and our relationship isn't up for discussion." She continued by sharing, "If you and I were having a glass of wine right now, we'd be talking about it. But it just goes out into the world. That's where the boundary is, and that's where my life has become manageable." But since this relationship has been kept so under wraps, do you think there could have been a few more problems than they would like to admit? Many think that Taylor would go through with these intense secret missions to see her boyfriend in order to protect Joe, who hated the spotlight. But maybe she has hit her limit and wants to stop hiding from the public so meticulously. And at number 1, we have exhaustion. Most of what we know of Taylor and Joe's relationship comes from her music. We know Joe is a lot more low-key, who likes to keep his relationships more on the down low. One fan theory is that Joe just got exhausted with the constant fame and fan base that comes with dating a mega star. Joe's family is said to be big fans of Taylor, but she definitely requires some special attention when she visits. A close source to the family revealed the family was very close and loved Taylor. She was often at family gatherings, but it did take them a while to get used to her visits. They added, "She is round-the-clock security and every exit has to be checked due to her stalkers." But with her on tour now and out of the bubble that they created together earlier on, could it all just be too much?